You're listening to Chat with the Experts, brought to you by Angie's List on 93 WIBC.
Welcome, everyone, to Chat with the Experts, brought to you by Angie's List. My name is Kyle Hawk, and I will be your host today. We're so happy you've decided to join us this morning. If this is your first time, the goal of this show is to bring you the very best in home health and lifestyle information, and we get all of our information on this show straight from qualified service providers and subject matter experts. They give you everything you need to know. Last week, we snuck down the chimney with the help of Dennis Lamb of the Mad Hatter Chimney Service. And I'll tell you what, if you're planning on using your fireplace this winter, you need to listen to the show and learn about what you need to do. We learned that an annual chimney inspection is something you should definitely be considering, but as far as what all that entails and who you need to hire, you're going to find everything you need to know on this show. You can check it out, and all of our episodes for that matter, by subscribing to our podcast on iTunes. Just pull up iTunes on your home computer or the podcast app on your smartphone, search Chat with the Experts, and then hit that subscribe button. You'll stay up to date on every single show that we release. You can also find our show on YouTube. You can watch us as we have these discussions. Just go to youtube.com, search Angie's List. You'll find our company page there on YouTube, and then you can view all of our videos and even these radio segments that we do. We got a lot of good information there. And of course, you can find the show at angieslist.com. This is where you're going to get ratings and reviews on service providers in your area. If you need a chimney sweep to get the fireplace and chimney ready this winter, or maybe you need a new healthcare provider for your family this winter, you can find what you need at angieslist.com. Just hit join now. If you use the promo code WIBC40, you're going to get 40% off an annual membership, and it's only $9.99 for the full year. You cannot beat it. Check it out. Go to angieslist.com, click join now, use the promo code WIBC40. Well, as we head toward the winter months, many areas of the country are going to face some wet conditions brought on by snow and rain. And with that moisture comes potential problems happening inside your home. And whether water's beginning to seep in through the cracks into your basement, or maybe mold starting to grow in hidden areas of your home, you may need some assistance from a professional to get things back in order. And that's why today we're turning to the aid of a home restoration professional, Brian Granger of RestoreX Disaster Restoration. They've been around since 2006, providing residential water damage cleanup and mitigation, smoke damage cleanup, and emergency repairs, and a whole lot more. Brian's going to share how to not only recover from a disaster, but how to prevent problems before they happen. Brian, welcome to Chat with the Experts.
Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it.
Well, we're excited to have you today. And, restoring homes after a disaster is a pretty big job. It seems like there's a lot entailed there. I'm wondering how you got involved in this business.
Sure. It's an emotional process for a lot of homeowners when they're dealing with damage. I've actually been in the business for over 10 years. Started working when I was in high school, and then slowly kind of worked my way up. I'm doing different things now than I was then, but I really like that aspect of it, helping people through a traumatic time. And we'll share some tips and other things that hopefully will help people who are dealing with damage, and also maybe help people from preventing damage altogether.
Yeah. Like you mentioned, obviously when things like this happen, whether it be flood or fire or whatever, it's a terrible time for families. And so you're coming into the lives of these people just at a time where they're going through a lot. But I imagine there's a big benefit in being able to make those repairs and kind of bring those people back into their home. I mean, is that something that you're able to take away? Sure,
absolutely. People are very appreciative. After it's all said and done, they feel like we came in and really helped them through a hard time. And just a plug for Angie's List, we weren't even involved almost 2 years ago, and I got set up, did some advertising with them, and they have been really beneficial. And what I like most about Angie's List is the reviews that homeowners give you after the damage is done. Thank you. We appreciate your services. You guys were professional. We can put that on our homepage for other customers to be able to see and give us some credibility.
Right. Yeah. Well, as we head towards these winter months, I would imagine things are really going to be kicking up as far as business goes, because a lot of areas can be, faced with problematic wet weather, like we mentioned, whether it be the snow or the rain. Is this the time of year where you find basement flooding is, taking place more than other times?
We look at it as there's two main seasons. There's the sump pump backup season, which is in the spring months. It's really rainy in April, May-ish, and we see large volumes of rain. A lot of sump pumps get tired, they break, whatever. and we see a lot of sump pump backups. Into the winter, we move into the frozen pipe season. So in January, February, where temperatures are under 10 degrees into the negative degrees, those pipes are susceptible to freeze up, break, and then as that thaws out, can create some pretty bad damage moving forward.
Yeah, no question. I guess we should start with talking about some preventative measures that you can take in your home before these problems arise, whether it be the weather or something like a broken pipe in your home. What should you be thinking about?
Sure. So there's a lot of things. I always tell people we're pretty nice guys, but you don't have to see us in your home. If we're there, something has went wrong. So a couple things that you can do is, for one, walk outside your house, look at the foundation. Are the gutters cleaned out, downspouts cleaned out? Is there any dirt pushing water towards your foundation? We want all that water running away from your structure. So that's one thing that you can look at, and especially as we move into months where heavy rains are coming, make sure that you're flowing away from your house and not into it. Another big thing that people can do is, if you have heavy rains, multiple inches over the course of a few days, go down there and check your basement. I know some people live in a big house and they never go down there. Don't be the person that after a big rain, they start to smell something funky just to find out that, my basement's been sitting there full of water for a couple days. Yeah. Don't let it get to that point. Go put a set of eyes on it. And, the name of our game is the sooner you catch it, the less damage will occur. If you do have a basement, you need to have some type of dehumidifier down there, just a small dehumidifier. Basements are naturally moist. So you want to be dehumidifying that air, not just some of the time, but all of the time, and especially in the summer months. As far as the sump pumps are concerned, there again, sump pump backup season, especially in the spring. Plumbers suggest that you change out your sump pump every 3 to 5 years. Okay. So that's something that you can do just to make sure that everything's new, working, operational, and you're not having to pull it out and it looks like a stalactite in there. Obviously, that's not good. Yeah. So the last thing I'd mention is know your insurance policy. Obviously, the insurance companies spend billions of dollars on the mayhem, double check, knock on wood. All these commercials are geared to the homeowner knowing their policy. Yeah. And especially with basements, there is coverage or there isn't sometimes with the sump pump backup policy. Sometimes there is coverage, but there's a limit. So there can be a $5,000, $10,000 limit, and people may not know that until it's too late. The last thing is, when you call and ask about that policy, figure out what your deductible is, because that's the amount of money that's going to come out of your pocket. Could be $500, could be $2,500, but wouldn't that be good to know that up front before something happens and we get involved?
Right. It's interesting because obviously people know, like, I'm a homeowner, I need to have this insurance that's going to cover in this kind of situation, but it's so far in the back of our minds to think about something like this happening. I mean, are you finding a lot of homeowners that, they have the policy, they just don't know the details? Sure, absolutely. And the biggest thing is when they're signing or when they're getting that policy and they're with their insurance agents, and I'm guilty of this too, you see the final price, and the lower that price is, that's your monthly payment. Yeah. And so people substitute coverage for that monthly payment, and that's fine as long as you're knocking on wood, as long as nothing ever happens. But we see it all the time. People think that 100% they're got coverage in their basement, just to find out that, no, they don't have any coverage when their sump pump backs up, or there's a $5,000 limit and they have a $2,500 deductible. So it can get pretty sticky pretty fast. And what a great thing to know, just for the common homeowner to have that. And if they don't have that coverage and they've got a finished basement, hey, give the insurance agent a call and get that coverage. Yeah, no question about it. It's more important than you'll ever realize until you're in the moment and really need it. 100%. We're going to take a short break here, but we're not going to leave you all wet. We're actually just getting started today. We're going to be right back with Brian to talk about the first things that you should do if you discover mold in your home as a result of flooding and what's involved in the process of removing it. Stay right here. We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to Chat with the Experts, brought to you by Angie's List.
Angie's List believes that hiring great local service providers should be easy. Whether you need a plumber or a pet sitter, you can find one at angieslist.com. See ratings and reviews in hundreds of categories, shop popular offers, and request scheduling assistance directly online. Memberships start at just $9.99 per year. That's less than $1 a month. Join today and get 40% off with promo code WIBC40. Visit Angie'sList.com to sign up.